What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Tuned Up. I'm here, JR. Braden's behind the camera right here. There we go. Look what we have for you. This time, a Supra. You never seen that before, have you? No. Actually, you guys have seen a lot on this channel. We do a lot of Supras here. Thank goodness that we have a local shop that does a lot of 2JZ stuff called 2JZ Motorsports. They fed us another car. They feed us tons of cars. This one is an animal. Okay, let me just say that right now. I'm pretty much done tuning it. I've taken it as far as I can on the street. There are times where I have to have a dyno. Mainly, if I want to max out a car, I have to have a dyno. And some of the cars make too much power. And so I literally safely cannot put it down. This car, I'm still spinning wheel at 100 miles an hour. The traction control is doing its thing, which is no problem, but I mean, I'm out there on a concrete surface with R888Rs, and it's a handful. It's a handful, which I'm trying to figure out. Like, I saw on Turo, like somebody's renting out a Supra with like 800 wheel. How do you rent somebody one of those? Like,
could you imagine the insurance on that?
Yeah, I don't even know. But whatever. Hey, that's cool. If you're the owner out there, shoot it. You know, like hit us up. Let us know if somebody's crashed that thing already, because I don't know how y'all are doing it. But yes, so color, amazing. Super awesome color, but you'll notice, where is the steering wheel? On the left, okay? So, a little different. Now, let me go pop the hood, which, yep, gotta go to this side of the car if we're gonna do that. And gorgeous. That is awesome. And let me just throw this out there too. Some of you guys can see already, you 2JZ lovers. You take a look right there, you see the solenoid, and you know that this is a VVTi head. Everybody wants to know, does it make a difference? Yes, yes, it makes a huge difference. I'm telling you, if you watch the channel, guys, you know I tune a ton of 2JZ stuff. The VVTi, it is a solid 30 to 50 foot-pounds of torque between 2200 and like 4500 RPM, and you feel that. I know it sounds like nothing, but it makes a big difference. I would say, and yes, I've tuned 3/4 strokers as well. I would say a VVTi head feels very much like a 3/4 stroker. So if somebody said, hey, you know, I maybe can't, you know, I've already got a built bottom end, so I don't want to fork out, you know, a bunch of money to now do a different build to have the 3/4 stroker. I would definitely say, hey, then switch to a VVTi head. Okay, you can keep your built bottom end, and you'll get, oh man, so much drivability. It really does feel like a very, very big, torquey inline six. So, Braden, you want to start going over this?
Yeah, let's go over this.
On the left side, we're going to move to the right. We start off with this amazing siren right here. Look at this, people, for the car alarm. I apologize. No one cared about that.
Is that a Viper system, dog?
Yeah, super high tech, guys. Let me just click it with my key here. So anyway, we're starting out Gen 2, 7275 precision. 4-inch downpipe all the way back. Let's start at the bottom, okay? And then it's a, I'm trying to think of the manifold. 60 millimeter wastegate. I cannot remember the manifold right now, guys. I apologize for that. Bottom end, okay, here we go. Full built bottom end with billet mains. What that means is I'm easily good to 1400 wheel down there, and we're gonna lay on the car hard. I'm not gonna do any of my little secrets or tricks where I try and restrict the torque and keep the torque down so that the bottom end stays together. I'm just laying on the car hard the whole time, okay? It's got rods, pistons, the whole nine all the way on the bottom. Then we go to the head. The head is not poured and polished. It's just a VVTi head, but BC 272s, okay? It's running FIC 1650 injectors, and then it's the full Powerhouse Racing rail intake. It's the Ross Racing Machine throttle body. Then we have 3.5 inch pipe all the way to a monster like 4.5 inch intercooler down there. What else? It's got dash 8 up, splits to 2-6, feeds both sides of the rail, then the return comes out the middle, runs over to the regulator, and then back through the flex fuel sensor, and then around and back. So I would say that's everything that's got going on there. It's the Getrag 6-speed turbo transmission, double pumper in the trunk. It's twin Walbro 450s staged. So I staged the second pump in at about 5 PSI. And yeah, so typically what you guys are used to seeing is this over there, because normally right here you got the brake booster and everything else, but obviously right-hand drive, so it's just swap-a-roo right there. So this car is traction, this is on an AM Infinity. It's got traction control, boost on the fly, rolling anti-lag. I got all the sauce. Let's see, it's got all 7 stages of traction control, 7 stages of boost control, all the fail-safe warnings, so it won't let the car overheat, it won't let you beat on the car till the coolant temps up, it won't let the car lean out, it won't let the car, it has a fuel pressure fail-safe on it. I got all the sauce. This is a killer build. This car drives awesome. Yeah, I mean the coilovers on it, it has HKS coilovers all the way around. What else do you think I missed, Brady? You think I nailed it?
I think you nailed it.
The people, did I nail it?
Nailed it. And
in this car, I have it right around 30. I've done a couple pulls at 33, 34, and it's... It's no good, people. No good. There's no traction out there on the roads. So, yeah.
Which is mainly due to the tires, right?
Okay, so yeah, the tires.
Let's talk about that.
He could run. Yeah. Right, he really could get way more height. That's one of the great things about the Supra compared to like a lot of the other cars, like a Honda S2000 or a 300ZX or a Mazda RX-7. You can swallow a lot of tire in the rear of a Supra. There's a lot of guys that are running easily a 27-inch tire, and some of them are even running around with some fender rolling and stuff on a 27.5-inch tall tire. And as you know, that tire height is how you're gonna get your traction. With, tire height is king, okay?
I am the king.
These are 295 3018s, and you can see it's got a very, very small side roll. Probably if you looked up what a 295 3018 is, I mean, I'm gonna take a guess at tire height, but it's probably gonna be something like, 25.6 or something like that. Let's look that up later. This is where Braden's gonna obviously factor in one of his wrong things all in my face again, for those that watch the editing that Braden does. But yes, how about this? I'm throwing it out there. I'm going 25.6. And then now the big wrong is gonna come up right now. Oh, if it doesn't, that'd be awesome. But yes, that's what I'm going for tire height. So yeah, I can't grip. So we're gonna put it on the dyno and we'll see what it does on the dyno. So that'll be fun. Yeah, let's go for a drive, everybody. Just look at that sunset. Look at that sunset right there. Only found in homegrown Utah.
That's it.
That's
but
it.
Don't move out here. Here it sucks.
Don't.
There's
It's
winter.
terrible out here. There's tons of. It's as bad as California. Everybody. The roads are terrible. We sit in traffic. Don't come here. It's terrible. It's terrible. So,
Yeah, start up, huh?
yeah.
Let it rip, Tater Chip.
There you go. I gotta turn the light on. I gotta show you this. The owner's probably gonna be like, what the crap? But so the car gets dropped off and the motor was built. And so David down there at 2JZ Motorsports is like, hey man, I left some oil in the back. For you, if you don't mind, please can you just do another oil change on it, give it a third oil change so it's fresh when you're tuning it, and all good. So I reach in the back and I get the oil, and this this was in the back, which for those of you that can't see due to Braden's not in 4K camera, I'm just kidding, I know it's awesome. Ooh. This is Becky, the beginner love doll.
Oh, okay. So
now I know you
all for love.
No, you viewers at home are confused about what this is. So let me just tell you what it is. It is meet Becky, the beginner, the tight sweetheart. This hot little, okay, I can't do it.
You can't do it.
Ah! Okay, I'm done with it. Oh my goodness.
Just a bunch of goons out here.
So I text the owner of the car and I'm like, hey, brother, you left your doll in here. And he's like, oh dude, that's not mine. I'm like, okay.
Of course, never is.
No, it never is.
Never is.
No, it's like an Austin Powers movie all over. I swear, baby, that's not mine.
No.
I don't even know what this is. This sort of thing ain't my bag, baby.
You're like, yeah, okay.
Well, hey, I mean, look, different strokes for different folks, right?
Strokes, no pun intended.
Oh my God.
So this car, I know we've shown it before, guys. This car has the BTI gauge. You can see the ethanol content, water, fuel pressure, air intake temps, oil pressure on the fly, but or live. But look what I can also do on the fly. So I can set up what level of traction control I want, right? So I can change the amount of slip allowed, okay? Which gets more and more aggressive. And then obviously 201 miles an hour slip means you're gonna die. It's basically off. I found that driving the car is actually really comfortable. Right around 5 is how I feel okay. It'll still move around and squirm on me, but it doesn't get away from me. And this obviously is not my car, so I'm not gonna go any crazier than that. And it'll show you what the wheel speeds are and the amount of slip as a peak value live. So these BTI gauges are sick. Also look, I've got boost on the fly as well. So you can see my target here on the left. Okay, it'll show me what my peak wastegate duty cycle was to get there. Also show me my peak boost that I hit in the upper right hand corner, and I can see what my map pressure is live. And then I can go through and I can change my boost on the fly. So now I'm targeting 16, I'm targeting 18, I'm targeting 20, I'm targeting 25 basically, I'm targeting 27, okay, so basically 28, I'm targeting 30, and I'm targeting basically 35, 34 and a half, 35 now. Okay, so pretty sick. That's some of the cool features you can get when you do one of the infinity gauges. So if his ethanol content was just a little higher, if he was at about E68 or higher, then I would let him go up to 36 pounds of boost. It should be a lot better. Yeah, that was a lot better.
Felt great.
Yeah, that was here, we can see what we hit. So we go over here, you can see it was targeting 18 and it hit a peak of 18.2. So you're like, man, that tuner did his job. That guy nailed it. He must have his PID and his closed loop settings money on that tune. And I would be like, yes, that tuner is probably the man. He's probably not stuck up and a total prick and a douchebag.
He's a real douche.
You know, he's probably just a down-to-earth guy.
I was gonna say, the most humble guy I know.
Stay humble when you know you have better skill sets than others.
At least. And you know what? He doesn't have a really high-pitched, annoying voice either. He probably has one of those really like low, like manly voices, you know?
My voice stopped changing when I was 3.
Man, people clown me all the time for my voice. I can't help it, people. It's genes. Okay?
Not those jeans.
No, not those genes. Like I haven't gone through puberty genes. It's terrible. It's terrible. Wait, what's this in front of us? A Volkswagen Bug?
Basically.
Here's the underpass though. So let's get some sweet sounds in the underpass. Is everybody ready? Windows down. Here we go. Woo! Man, that was awesome. I don't care who you are. That's good right there.
I don't care who you are, that's funny right there.
Oh man, that's the stuff dreams are made of. I met Becky behind the seat right here. She's a blow-up doll, but even she enjoyed doing that, I can tell you what.
No, she probably inflated.
Yeah, she inflated. We squeezed her a little bit on the seat from the G-forces, but man.
Which is funny, because everybody buys these cars thinking that's what it's going to attract.
No.
It's just dudes like us.
No, I'm telling you, it's hot dogs, people. Hot dogs get thrown at this car. You know what I mean by hot dogs, people. Hot dogs, if you're looking for wieners.
Ask me about my wiener.
And you just want to get swallowed up by a bunch of dudes, get a Supra. Okay? Like even I'm driving them around, tuning them, people just can't help themselves yelling out, Supra! Hold on, let me try and do a lower voice. Supra! That's all they do, they just yell. Of course, I always, and they're like, man, is that a Supra? Which I always respond, no, Toyota Celica GT4 for the body kit. That's what it is.
Gotta love it. They look so similar.
Yeah. Yeah, they do. No,
They don't. They don't. All right, so obviously we're not just joyriding this thing around. What are we doing, JR?
So I sometimes get boost cut in some of the higher gears, and so I just needed to finish that up, and I was also going to make sure that the two-step is set up decently tonight, and that's what we're doing. That should finish it up right before we need to head down to the dyno. So that's what we're doing.
Sweet, and that dyno's coming up in a couple days, right?
Yeah, probably schedule it this Friday.
Ooh, because everybody needs a dyno. It's not official unless it's on the dyno.
Unless
JR.
somebody gives sick numbers.
Of course, we're always filling up with the corn juice, people.
Because the smell is so good.
Yes, it does. Dude, you gotta love like the 90s retro cockpit style interior on these
I like
cars.
it. Yeah, I like it. I like everything's driver focused. It's kind of like the newer Corvette.
Yeah. Because as
Or
a
like
passenger, you don't care what these buttons are, right?
Yeah, C7 did the same thing.
True, but the C8 was definitely a lot better on the interior side of things.
Yeah, totally. But yeah, C7, all driver focused. I kind of like that. You know, let's face it, the driver's going to be in it most of the time, and most of the time also some of the time by himself, and so it just makes sense that everything's focused towards him, since he's the star of the show. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
All right, here we go. Yeah, that's good.
That's a pretty high two-step.
But I don't have any retard rev on it, so it's not like it's not going to be very dangerous. He doesn't drag race the car. It's more like roll racing.
Okay.
So there's no purpose in putting like a super aggressive, like crazy two-step on it.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Which, with a car of this power, I mean, do you even really want to dig race it on the street anyway?
I mean, you could, you can. I mean, obviously people do all the time. But
Sure.
it's tricky. It's tricky. You really, with imports especially, and I don't know, I just think, I know I'm going to get hammered for this, but I just think dig racing is for autos. Roll racing is for manuals. I know there's a ton of fast manual transmission cars out there, but it just beats the snot out of them.
It's true.
Yeah, look at that, we made it.
Made it. Luckily, we have a car that can make it.
Yeah, this car's fast. I mean, you can feel it just spin the wheel, but
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's like swaying side to side sometimes. Alright, so what's the target for this one?
I'll do a pull it. I'm gonna do a pull it like 27. Go map 5. Here, let me roll up. Let me roll up the window. Fourth gear is pretty good because then it doesn't like shut us down as the traction control doesn't step in as much. We move over one gear, one lane here. All right, here we go.
For insurance purposes, that was 70.
Yes, we did a 40 to 70 right there.
That was like what, 1.4 seconds?
Man. Yeah, good time.
Yeah, that was really good.
It's fast.
Especially for 27, like even the other green one that we were riding in and tuning
Didn't
last
pull
week
like that.
did
Yeah.
not pull like that. We
Yeah,
got
this
32.
is- but that was a 67 mil. This is a 72 mil. So not a fair comparison, right? This is a big boy. Cruise is great. No
good.
issues. What a great driving car, you know?
Definitely something you can have fun with, but if you need to take to work one day, you're fine.
No, he can totally drive this every day. This would not even be a thing. that's what's so crazy about these cars is you can have something that can do 1150 wheel, and if you wanted to, you can daily it. And with the traction control and all that other fun stuff, it keeps the car together and it's totally usable.
I feel like that's the best combination, is usability, but it's power.
Yes, correct. You know, a lot of the four-banger cars that I do, look, yeah, they're fast. You know, you can have some really crazy four-cylinder cars out there, but man, it's to make that sort of horsepower, when you're making like 220 horsepower per cylinder, yeah, it's just rough.
Dancing with the devil at that point.
Yeah, at that point, it's not going to spool. The spool's going to be crappy. The torque, there's going to be no torque. It's going to be tricky to drive. Clutches. You can only, some of them you can only fit like a 7 or 7.5 inch clutch. You can't fit some of these bigger 8.5 and 9.5 and 10 inch clutch discs, and so they're just a mess to drive. Yeah, I don't know. You know, and I mean, I have a souped up four-cylinder, so I'm not putting them down or anything else. I mean, I've gone that route too, but yeah, there's something to be said about having just more displacement to work with. I have a lot of clients that are like, hey, I always thought a standalone ECU had to drive like crap, or you know, or like a highly modified car had to drive like crap. You know, and they'll tell me they've owned 3 or 4 modified cars and they didn't drive like stock until I had, you know, played around with it, and they're like, man, it just drives normal. You can get them to drive normal. You just got to put in a lot of the time that the OEMs put in. I mean, think of that. Hundreds of hours those guys put in on road tuning their cars. I mean, yeah, it's crazy. So we're just trying to do that, trying to cover everything. Make sure it's good when it's cold, it's good when it's warm, it's just always good.
All right, how'd it go?
Man, so there you have it, right? This is a all-in, great driving street Supra right here. It's great. Can't wait to see what it does on the dyno, to finish everything up, push the timing a little bit more, and really just turn up the boost since it'll finally, you know, hook and grip, hopefully. Maybe we'll have to put like, you know, it'll be one of them internet videos where you got like 4 dudes sitting in the back of the truck. But we'll see. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, make sure you let us know. Okay, comment down below. Make sure you like our channel. And remember, we got a lot more stuff coming out here on Tuned Up. It's gonna be great, so stick with us, okay? See ya.